Hello everyone, this is the beginning of our series, and what I want to actually show you is not a history. I want to show you the products that Check Point has, but we're going to go through history as well. We got to start with something, why not history? And let's just talk really quickly what is a firewall, and then we're going to go through the firewall evolution through years. All right, so we have internet in the middle, hacker somewhere on the internet, and we have our personal computer here. So, and we have viruses, we have trojans, we have all kind of bad stuff that's going on in the internet. And we have a firewall that's standing between our personal computer and the internet. The purpose of the firewall is to basically allow trusted traffic and block untrusted traffic. Easy as it is, but really easy concept. But as we go through the firewall evolution, you're gonna know that those viruses, trojans, and hacks can be way more complicated. That's why a lot of vendors developed many products, and Check Point one of them. And let's begin. 1980s revolution in networking. There is a crazy rise in personal computers. This is where Ethernet was created, and that's where we were able to connect our local area network, to each other, each computer to each computer. So we were able to exchange traffic, and because of that, most companies actually link to each other. And because these companies actually knew each other, there were a really small need for security. It was unprotected, but we didn't even need, any security here. In 1990s, networking continued to evolve, and because of that crazy corporate PC usage, most of these companies started linking to each other more and more. That actually caused some people to become hackers as pranksters, just open CD drives, just small stuff. There is a minor need for security, but it actually started to stopping the production between these LANs. In 1990s, this is where WAN was developed, basically connecting LAN to LAN. At that time, it started bothering these companies that their production is being disrupted. So what happened? During that age, HTTPS protocol was developed, as well as SSL secure socket layer. We're going to discuss that later in our series as well. This is where Check Point invented their product, the firewall product, with the term "we secure the internet." Basically, the firewall that Check Point invented is called stateful inspection. Before that, there was packet filtering inspection, as far as I'm concerned, but Check Point actually during that time developed the firewall, stateful inspection. We're gonna go deeper in the next lesson how it works and what's the benefit of that. Apart from that, VPN was created, virtual private networking. So basically we connect. We actually, you know what? We're gonna go deeper into this later. Here is an overview what Check Point has in its arsenal. And antivirus, a basic signature filtering technique to catch viruses. In the new era, attacks became more complicated. Hackers started exploiting vulnerabilities inside of the applications. Let's say we have the browser, Chrome, Explorer, and we have Flash installed. What hackers started to do? They started exploiting their vulnerabilities. Here's an example of what they did. Let's say we have Adobe Flash Player, and we have that type of vulnerability. You can read that. They started exploiting the integer overflow in Adobe Flash Player, occurs in the copy pixel to byte. There is a lot of technical information. You don't need that. What you need to know that Check Point came up with IPS, Intrusion Prevention System, and IDS, Intrusion Detection System. The difference is prevention system prevents, it does not allow traffic to go to your network. IDS just detects it and creates a log. I'm going to show you actually the difference in our lab, how to configure that. It's not a big of a problem to switch between them. You might need that in case you want to tune that system. Or Antibot, that's another feature that Check Point came up with. So basically what it is, if you have infected computer inside your network and it's trying to contact the infected server to send out some information that might be private in your company, Check Point knows it's forbidden communication and will not allow that and will block it. So, okay, 3 products that Check Point came up with at this time, IPS, IDS, and Antibot. 2010. Internet is growing crazy and there are a lot of websites, there are a lot of applications. You cannot basically block all of them by using their IP addresses because they have a bunch of them. They spreading like a wildfire. So what we have in 2010, in that era, we have application control and URL filtering. I'm going to show you how that blade works. Okay, we have a guy sitting here right behind our firewall, and he's trying to go to the Facebook page over the internet. First, he's being authenticated via Active Directory, which is integrated with the Check Point firewall. That blade is called Identity Awareness. Let's say we have IT group where John, Bob, and Mark. And so with application control and URL filtering blade, we can block specific action for the user, for that specific user, what to do with that website. Let's say we want to allow chatting for that IT group and upload files, but the rest, like download files, play games, and watch videos, we're gonna block. So the IT group, when they try to connect to the Facebook, they will not be able to play any games. They will be only able to chat, let's say in a, I don't know, IT group chat. Same for marketing and other stuff. This is how Active Directory works. It's a whole different story, but the point here, Check Point can integrate with that product and integrate that with application control and URL filtering. Another thing here is it's not possible to block all IP addresses or allow them, rule them all. But with URL filtering blade, you can. So basically the way it works, we have a category. Let's say it's finance. And in that finance group, there are predefined websites like Bank of America, Bank of Great Britain, whatever. So you have a predefined websites that applies to that category. Same, you can integrate this with your Active Directory. And just to summarize, 2019. So basically, right now, if the virus is not catched by any signature-based analysis products like IPS, antivirus, Antibot, whatever, if the malicious file actually came through the firewall, what we can do, we can send the file to a sandbox solution. I'm going to show you how it works. All right, so we're trying to download a resume file from the infected server. We're making a connection there. The infected server replies back. It gets to our firewall. Instead of just sending us the file is being sent to the sandbox for the emulation, where it emulates the file in the virtual machine. And if the file is malicious, it's getting blocked. Usually that process takes up to 10 minutes. So in order not to wait all that time, Check Point came up with a solution that is called threat extraction. Once we have received the file from the infected server, it reconstructs the whole file from scratch instantaneously within a seconds, and our client gets a copy which is not original copy, but it's cleaned and it's not malicious 100%. If your client wants to get original file, he just clicks get original in the link in that file, and if the file is not malicious in the sandbox, he's getting it from the from our emulation. If it's benign, allow. That's it. I'm actually going to show you how to set it up in our lab. It's going to be like bonus extra lesson in that course.